Hello, it's Draco Ray Gaming here. I'm Draco and I'm here to show you some camera tips, some microphone tips, and my little secrets I've learned along the way. As you can see, my camera looks really bad, right? This is horrible. This is auto mode on the cameras, and depending on your lighting situation and everything, it'll adjust and white balance. It'll do some weird things. I look like a ghost. I look like a force ghost. What's going on? So look, I'm going to show you how to fix these settings. Whereas right when you start hooking things up and setting up your camera and OBS and everything like that, everything's on auto and not really set. And there's these filters and different things you can use to apply to fix the quality of your image with the contrast and brightness and different things. So I'm going to bring over my OBS window here. We're going to look at it. The first thing I really like to do to fix the camera, you can see I look really pasty and white and it just doesn't look good. Let's select the camera here. What I want to do is let's go to properties first on the camera, and I'm going to go to, make sure this is all set right, by the way, the 920 to 1080, match your output FPS, whatever you want your FPS to be here. Make sure that's right, the basics. Then go to configure video after you make sure you're on the right webcam and all the basic stuff, right? In here you can see the white balance is on auto. Turn that off, crank it up. Look at that. Just the white balance, amazing. Camera control, I like to let the camera find the exposure it wants and then just hard set it there and turn it off and click OK, right? And say like, oh man, I look a little tan, like I've been outside a little too much. You can always turn down all the other settings that you want, like maybe we need to go like a good 5. That looks like about a good color. Contrast you can use to really darken in some settings. Like you see I can really mess with your green screen, or it can affect a bunch of different things. Let's go right back in the middle because I kind of liked where it was at. You also have your brightness option, all that. You got to mess with these things to really set in your camera. You can't just leave it on auto. It's not going to help you out in the long run. You really got to dial in your stuff. Saturation sometimes work good depending on your lighting situation too. You can really add that color that you need to dial in your green screen or your camera. So I'm going to apply those settings, and I kind of want to go full screen and show you and see the quality is way better. You see what it looks like. There's some color to me and everything like that. I really liking the way this is starting to look, right? You're dialing in those camera settings, the quality's clear. You can even up the sharpness if you want in the settings. Go in there, experiment, mess around. It's really, really useful to go in there and mess with the camera settings and dial it in. So, and of course lighting is an issue and things like that, right? Like lighting really helps. If you don't have enough lighting, your camera can get like a low frame rate when it's trying to auto adjust and whatever. Another thing to kind of mention if we go back in there is the autofocus. Sometimes autofocus, depending on your environment and how you have your camera set up, can really mess you up too. So you can turn that off. There is some camera control for the autofocus here, and if you don't like that, turn it off. Sometimes I like to show things on camera, like I've said before, so if I want to show my tattoos or whatever, and then I can have it focus on that, or maybe show you my new controller, and let the camera autofocus on it, and then it'll focus back on you. So I like to leave that on, so that really comes down to preference. Let's go look at some camera settings, microphone settings. Let's go to the microphone settings now that we're done with the camera settings. So I don't like, personally, at all to have a big old microphone in my way. I used to have the big old arm boom, and I'm playing games like this, and I got a big old microphone in front of my face and everything like that. This is just kind of my personal opinion and tip when you get streaming starting. Having it down on the desk or whatever is great. The arm is cool if you can get it out of your way and above the top. I started off in music and bands and a bunch of other things, and I just looked at that solution that everybody, like one person does something and everybody does it and all the sheep follow. And I kind of like, not trying to be like ultra different or whatever. It just doesn't work for me to have a big arm or boom in the way. So what I actually did is I use a lapel or lavalier mic that I connected to me, and then I used a bunch of filters. And whether you're using the microphone in front of you, or a desk mic, or your headset mic, or lapel or lavalier mic, you want to set up the settings in there. And the settings I'm talking about are like gain, threshold, noise gate, the attack for it, and everything like that. So I'm going to find my lavalier mic here, and you want to look at filters. Properties really isn't going to give you much. It's going to give you the source and all that. You want to go in there and look at filters. Just like with your camera, and how I have filters added for the green screen, which is in another video. If you want to learn my green screen secrets, go check out that video. But for in here, you really want to go to the plus button and add filters. You go to this drop down menu and you look, they got noise suppression, noise gate, compressors, limiters, expanders. You can add plugins. You do a bunch of stuff, but you want to start basic and simple. You just want to dive right into like what I have. Noise gate, noise suppression, and gain. And I enjoy not having a mic in front of me and in my way. The only downside is like I'm attached to a microphone to my PC if I need to get up and walk away. So that's like the catch to it. But the noise gate, noise suppression, and gain are all things you really want to have as filters on any microphone that you decide to use, because it'll make it sound clear. You won't hear the background noise. So with noise gate, what it does is basically like sounds coming in, if there's a lot of like little low sounds, it sets a threshold for a certain decibel amount pretty much, where if anything that is like not at a certain volume, it won't let it come through and actually go through the mic as an input. You won't get that data going through there. It'll cut out that background noise, and you can adjust the sliders to find that sweet spot. And so like, you know, if like you have like maybe like the fan or your PC fans are slightly humming in the background, you can set that noise gate. And if the hum from the fan, like I have my PC right here and the fan's on right now, if that hum isn't as loud as that threshold that you set, then the gate, it won't get past that and it won't activate the microphone and then get into your stream. So basically the microphone will only kick on and allow the audio to come through when it's like, say, my voice, because it's a certain volume or decibel. So and you can set the open when it turns on and the close threshold and really dial it in. So the beginning of the audio, where you want it to actually come through, and at the end pretty much. So the noise gate's really, really helpful. Noise suppression, that's another form of kind of noise filtering. Noise suppression is more focused on eliminating like signal interference and different electronical type noises, and getting rid of more of that background noise that may be coming from your signal or setup. So noise suppression helps a lot too from a technical standpoint, and then the noise gate helps from an audio standpoint, and really making it more smooth and rounded sounding when you're using a microphone or doing something professionally, etc. So I really, really like that. The other setting or filter that you can look at is gain. Now gain will raise or lower the power and amount of output volume of your microphone. And so I wanted to, maybe we can do a little demo here. Let's see if I get louder like this, and then we go back down to like 8.4, which I think I dialed it into. And so with gain, it's a volume increase or decrease that you can use software-wise besides messing with all your other settings. If you mess with a lot of your other Windows settings and whatnot, and you just can't get the volume level you're looking for, you need to lower or raise it a little bit, you can adjust the actual gain or output power of the microphone and dial in the volume you want. So not only can you make it sound clean with two of the filters, but you can also get the volume, the clean volume that you're looking for. Because dialing in your volumes and making sure everything's level between the gain volume, the microphone volume, also your chat volume, or if you have other people in the game, music, you've got a lot of different things going on. You really want to be able to dial in these settings and be able to provide a professional product and output this nice package for everybody, and sound professional, look professional. Your camera will look good, your audio settings will sound good, and you'll be providing a lot more better quality stream for your viewers. So I hope these beginner tips really help you out with setting up your camera and your microphone and getting squared away. And I just want to see everybody have successful streaming. I'm trying to help out the gaming community here and just provide whatever information I've stored and learned up here as I've been doing streaming for the time I have. And I really appreciate anybody. If you like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. Click that notification bell, and I'll be putting out these videos weekly. And I'll see you next time.